trust me, my friend. Things go nice again, it must again. Soca music must make we unite again. Lockdown, drink rum, feeling, go down. Take time, sit down. Remember, came from. I'm under it, I'm buzzing it, feeling the same. I'm following, I'm top, I'm on top. I don't want to stop. Thing go nice again.
And lights, pyro, flames, energy. And DJ, drinks, music, energy. 9 p.m. in the heart of Kingstown, we descend upon the geisha like never before. It's all about energy. Endless DJs, endless artists performing in one venue for one night only. Starting at 9 p.m. April 30th. Don't miss it, please. Bring your colors, bring your crews. Energy, energies.
Carnival's important. Huh? Carnival is more important than I think we perhaps admit it to ourselves, and in society it's important. And my fear is that if we go on without Carnival for too much longer, you'll start losing a part of what's important to people.
Again.
We have all endured the wait for 2 years.
I know you're feeling pain.
Now, our time is here for the masquerade, the sweet sounds of steel, a showcase of Kaiso and energy like no other at Soca Monarch. St. Vincent and the Grenadines Carnival 2022, June 24th to July 5th. Vincy Mass, take nice again.
Tingo nice again, tingo nice again. When I'm with my friends, we go party and never stop till we end up all in a game.
Channel 114. Visitry. Channel 114.
We welcome you back to our ongoing coverage of the royal visit to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Today, we welcome their Royal Highnesses, the Earl and Countess of Wessex. They're wrapping up their official visit to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It started just after 9 o'clock this morning, and as I speak to you, they're wrapping up their engagements at the Botanic Gardens. This afternoon, they're meeting with a number of stakeholders, a number of respondents, those who were involved in the COVID-19 response and also in the volcano response, the post-eruptive phase of the volcanic eruptions. I believe that those engagements are wrapping up as we speak. We'll be joined shortly by my co-host, who joined earlier on set, Ms. Dion John, General Manager of the National Broadcasting Corporation, to wrap up this particular series of events that we've carried live from just after 9 o'clock this morning up to this point. I see that the meetings have concluded. I now see a shot of the Countess and Prince Edward moving away from the tents that were arranged for the discussions, and they will leave the gardens momentarily and head to the residence of the Prime Minister to have private discussions with the acting Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Honourable Montgomery Daniel. I see now the caravan is awaiting, and shortly we'll have the Prince and the Countess leave, and ending off being the final time you'll see them on camera and concluding this visit. Of course, we'll have the other activities happening off camera and private settings. Immediately following this part, we'll have the private meeting and then their departure onto their next stop as part of this tour. Remember, this tour is part of the Queen's Jubilee, the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, as a matter of fact, celebrating the 70th year of the reign of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. And this is the second visit by the Earl and Countess of Wessex in their time holding that position. They recently visited in 2012, well, that's about 10 years ago, and they're back on this occasion engaged in a number of activities to mark their visit. As we see a shot of the Prince and the Countess leaving, we have General Manager Ms. Dion John on standby to join us shortly as we get ready to wrap up the proceedings. We'll connect with her shortly. But it's been quite an exciting day for us. I mean, an intensive one for those working in the field. We had a very large team involved in that production. You'll hear about all of those individuals involved in this production today. Nevertheless, we had a very smooth transition in between the various events. And while we await to reconnect with Miss John, I believe she's ready for us now. Welcome back, I should say.
Thank you very much, Calvin. It has been an exciting afternoon for me, just completing what is the next set of my official duties today, moderating the session about the volcanic eruptions in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and how the various sectors were affected. Even though it's a story that I'm very familiar with, having been intimately involved and living on the island, I still got an opportunity to learn and to hear different information this afternoon. Vincentian people, very resilient, and I really can safely say that the Countess of Wessex, Sophie, was very in tune and asked a lot of questions about the presentations from the Mrs. Anne Jones, the evacuee, and we were joined by Elliot Samuel because we had to merge the sessions because in the interest of time. So I must say that this was very encouraging, and it did give an opportunity for them to hear firsthand how we were affected by the eruptions of April 9th, 2021. Calvin, I followed you throughout the broadcast, and you did an excellent job doing this all by yourself, and congratulations to you. That couldn't have been an easy feat. We continue to do this. We want to thank all those persons who assisted us in the broadcast today. Like we mentioned earlier on, this is a production of the Agency for Public Information, VC3 Television, and NBC Radio. This work didn't start just today. We had lots of work leading up to this exercise, lots of recce exercises, and various tests at various venues, and just seeing basically how this plan that we had an idea how we wanted to give coverage to this activity. And I'm grateful that the weather held and all the other things that we put in place held and came together for us to have what I thought was an excellent broadcast. I continue to receive feedback, and the feedback is very encouraging. And I must tell all those persons who have provided feedback that we're grateful and we're thankful.
Thank you very much. Thanks very much, Dion. And as we wrap up, as I mentioned, there was a very large team involved, well over 20 individuals involved in this production. By no stretch of the imagination, that's a small team. Everyone having their individual responsibilities, and we can't end off. I don't think there's much I can add to what you said other than to credit all of those involved in this production by name, because I think it's due based on the amount of work that was done behind the scenes. We started with a team from API. They had a very large team of 12 members from the Agency for Public Information involved in this production. Antonio Richards, who was at Master Control with us, as a matter of fact. We also had Jeremy Duncan, who's at Master Control with us. Christopher Etienne, Chris, job well done as well. Simeon, Simish Oliver, also part of that team. Dylan Robertson, Barvin Oliver, we saw him earlier providing reports on location for us. Thanks very much, Barvin. Also, Sheridan did an excellent job at the Gardens as well. Thanks, Sheridan, and handed over to Ms. John a while ago. Clinton Bostwick, also Stig Phillips, who also provided transportation, moving the teams back and forth. Coordinator behind all of this with the media, Jennifer Richardson, Director of the Agency for Public Information. And we can't forget Alonzo Sayers, who was integrally involved in this production as well. That's from the API standpoint. On NBC Radio's end, we had Rennie King, the technical director, who was at Master Control, making sure that our output was A-OK and excellent. So too Javid Roberts in terms of our transmission on radio, for radio coverage. Ezra Smith, who so ably provided transportation for Radhika and other members of the team. Radhika herself, who did an excellent job at the community college in reporting to us from that location. Daniel Sprott at studios, keeping an eye on things there. Of course, you, Dion, John, our general manager, handling most of the logistics in terms of Master Control and coordinating everything on this end. And I don't think I need to thank myself. VC3 Television, of course, we have the very capable Alonzo Beck-Steven. It wouldn't be fair for me to mention Alonzo without saying his name, that he's known by Beck. And also Zorro Rohan Bennett is his actual given name. Many don't really know that, but thanks very much, Zorro, for your, as usual, excellent input. And we can't forget Callian Marshall, who's also been up and about transporting the team. So you see 22 members from the amalgamated entities, National Broadcasting Corporation, the Agency for Public Information, and VC3 Television, spanning radio, television, social media. We had it covered. Any final words, Dion?
Just to basically say thanks, and of course we're grateful, we're thankful that we had what could only be described as a successful visit, and thanks to all those persons who viewed and shared your comments, and I certainly look forward to our next production as a team.
Thank you very much. And thank you for watching, all of you out there on social media, VC3114 Radio. We hope that you enjoyed our coverage and that you will continue to stay with the individual platforms. Have a great evening.
Bye-bye.